You know, like just give me like, oh, we're live, Woo!
We're live. Yeah. Oops.
Yeah.
So hey guys, Dave from Nerdarchy for Nerds by Nerds, and today I'm hanging out with Derek from Elven Tower Cartography.
Yeah. Thanks for having me.
You're quite welcome. So you're down in Acapulco, Mexico, south of us here in New Jersey, that's for sure. And you were first brought to my attention by staff editor Doug, who started checking out your maps and fell in love with them. And I can see why. You do amazing work. You've even won a silver Emmy as well.
Yeah, that was like a month and a half ago.
Cool.
It was quite a surprise.
So winning a silver Emmy, do they give you anything for that?
Oh, I got the medal, but you know what? Like, I was planning on watching the thing because they streamed it live. But like right now, I can't remember what I was doing at the moment. But I got late here, and when I started the stream, it was like half an hour in, and they had already given the Emmy at the moment, and I was like, did I win? I didn't know. And then I opened my Twitter account and the Facebook my Facebook page, and I had some congratulation messages and stuff. So I saw I did win something. I went to the website and I found that I had the silver Emmy. But then I was like, so because I didn't even know, like this is something I told Doug when he interviewed me a few months ago. When I signed up for the Emmy for the Emmy contest, I didn't even know what it was. Because like I was telling you like 5 minutes before, I've been doing this online presence thing for like a year. So in May or someone like that, a guy linked me the Emmy contest. So I was like, okay, this is a contest. Let's sign up for it. And I also signed up for a different what was that, like a one-page dungeon contest, which I got like $100 from it because I won like 5th place or something. And then like after that, it's when I researched about it and I found out that the Emmys were like the big thing. So I was like, oh, so this is a big thing. Nah, I'm not gonna win. Especially because they changed my submission. Like I don't know how they handle it, because I submitted my website for best blog, but they switched it to best website and put me up against the big guys. So I was competing against what's that, like something about audio. Can't remember the name of the website. They won actually. They were the winners, and also Tribality. I was like, nah.
No, is the Gnome Stew?
I'm sorry?
Gnome Stew?
I think so.
Gnome Stew wins a lot.
Oh, I don't think Non-Stew was participating this year, but I know they've won like 3 times or more, even the gold. So then okay, yeah, I won the silver Emmy, and then I was like, so this is just for this is just a reputation award, right? Like we're not getting anything, because I didn't even know if there was like you won this, or there's like or a money award or something. So I was like, oh, okay, so I won it, but I wasn't there to receive the medal or anything. And then I sent an email to the organizer and it said, like, so I won the silver Emmy. I was wondering if you guys could send me the medal, no, because I won it. And they never replied. They never did. So I was like, so I guess it's just gonna be like my name on the website forever. I mean, it's cool, and I can brag about it. I actually received the medal, so I'm not bad mouthing or anything. They never replied, but they did send me the medal. I got it like a month after. So I received this package. I was like, so what's this? And I opened it, and it was the medal. So I did get it, so which was cool.
Nice, cool. You medaled.
Yeah.
So that's pretty exciting. So guys, if you have not checked out Elven Tower before, you need to. And in the description, you can find a link to his website and all of his socials as well. It's definitely worth looking into. So what prompted you to start the website?
Well, I've always been good with computers, but never did much than like building my own PC or something. So like it was actually like a year ago, probably like a year and a half ago, when I was like, so I'm good with this. I should do something about it. So I decided I would start a website, and I didn't even know about what. And I was thinking, this is something I told Doug in the other interview. So I was like, okay, let's do about something I love, because if I'm gonna be like writing for it like over a long period of time, it better be something I like, or else I'm just gonna live like I know myself. And if I don't enjoy something, I get lazy. So I was like, okay, let's do it about Dungeons and Dragons because I love that, or about science news and stuff like that because I love that too. I flipped a coin and decided to do the Dungeons and Dragons things. I wasn't expecting for it to become a real, like a big thing. So I started doing the Dungeons and Dragons website. Didn't even know what to like do there. Like if you go, like if someone were to stalk my page and go back to the early, like the really early material and post back there, stuff was so different back then. Like it wasn't about maps, it wasn't about adventures. Like I don't know, like I guess I was just like expressing stuff I had in my own games and like different things. And then I decided like I should do something. Like I was trying to get serious about it. Okay, so let's build an audience. So I started writing like adventure ideas. Then I realized my adventure ideas didn't work much if I didn't have pictures on them. So I started to draw the first maps, which are still on the site. I never took them down. Like if you go to the map vault page and you go to like the first 10 maps, you'll see that. I mean, they're pretty bad compared to my recent work, but I left them there. And as soon as I started adding pictures and sharing this on Reddit and different social media, the audience grew. Like you start to get more visits, and I don't think it was because the illustrations were good. It's more like you get more traffic if you have pictures than if you don't. You know, like people don't like to read that much. And then this was like in September, no, like October, November. And then by the end of November, some people were starting to say, hey, why didn't you start a Patreon page? And I was like, what's that? I didn't know what was that. So I was like, what's that? And I was like, by the time I was drawing, I was on my 20th map, and they were getting a little better. So I go there to Patreon, and I see, because I'm not the only one doing this. Like there's other successful cartography artists like Dice on Logos, Devin Rule, and others far more successful than I was at the moment, or even today. I was like, dude, these people are making a living with art, which is pretty good. So I started the Patreon page, and it grew. Like back then, I used to work as an English teacher, and by February, I left that job because it grew. You know, the Elven Tower thing and the Patreon and private commissions and stuff like that. It became a big thing. Like I didn't have enough time to do the Dungeons and Dragons gig and the English teacher gig, and so that's how it all started.
Well, first of all, congratulations on making your full time about playing a game. That is awesome. I love to hear those stories. And so what was the turning point for you in your map making? Because that's kind of what you're known for now. And you're saying your early maps weren't very good, but I find that hard to believe that you went from not that good to like amazing overnight.
I guess it has more to do with how obsessive I am when I really do like something. I mean, I could have, because I had to up my game. Like if you want to succeed in something, like you have to up your game like as high as you can. Like back then, the way I used to work, I was drawing on like I was drawing on paper. Nothing bad about that. And then I would scan and and that was pretty much it. I was just like, well, not even scan. That's an overstatement. I would just take a picture with my iPhone, and like just upload it to the page.
Are you saying this is one of your bad maps? Because it doesn't look bad to me at all. Can you see that?
I cannot see it.
Yeah, for some reason, when I screen share, it's like a 50-50 as to whether or not it works.
I just saw your face like frozen, but if you could send it over Facebook, I could answer.
Yeah, I will. What I'll do is, let's see, I'll try it in Firefox. Maybe it'll read over there better. But yeah, because I like when I have someone that does something visual, I do like to try and pull that stuff up and show it off.
What map number is it?
I think it was number 1.
Well, that's the worst one because it's the first one, right?
Well, worse is kind of
super bad. It's not super bad. I mean, I used to be a lot into it's the first one, yeah.
Yeah. So I'm looking at this, right, and sure, it may not be great compared to your modern stuff, the stuff you're doing now, but it's not bad. Like I don't look and go, oh my god, this is terrible when I look at it.
Yeah. I mean, yeah, that's the first one. I used to be a lot into art when I was in high school, but I didn't even, because I also play guitar, so that's what I'm a pro guitar player actually. But I left the art thing, and then when I came back to it, that's one I did. But if we're really honest, in that illustration, I'm copying Dyson Logos style, not super successfully.
Okay.
I couldn't do that for long because then I would become a clone, and no one likes clones, right?
Well, it's like any kind of art. Eventually you have to find your own style, and there's nothing wrong with being inspired, and copying Dyson's logo is not a bad way to go, for sure.
No, obviously not.
But doing your own thing, like we can see here with this stuff, looks great.
Yeah, that's the new stuff. So when I was like around January and stuff, I was like, I can't just keep drawing this and expect something to happen, because nothing was gonna happen. So I started adding color and editing my maps. First, I started doing it on GIMP, which is like a Photoshop alternative. It's free, actually. And things got better. And then a few months later, I got Photoshop, and then I got a drawing tablet. I can't remember what's the turning point, but around map 80 something, that's when you see my last run on paper map. And after that, it's all digital. I use a drawing tablet. But this is something I decided to do, is like, if you're gonna make a living out of this, like, you have to invest in it. So I got Photoshop, I got the drawing tablet. I draw, like, I don't know, like so many hours a day. That's the only way you get better at something. You have to do it every day for hours.
Staff editor Doug is in the chat. The first one is the best one. You took the first big step, and he's right. Like, without actually doing it, without starting, you don't get there.
Yeah. And this is like what you just said is good for like everything. Like, so many people make plans for something. They have like so many ideas. The only thing you have to do is start. Like, that's the first step. After that, keep going.
So Zaref Gaming has a question for you. Do you, by any chance, do you do preset campaign setting maps? I'm not fully understanding what the question is.
Who's asking?
It's somebody in the chat, Zaref Gaming. So if you want to clarify a little bit, Zaref, what exactly you're asking.
Where is this chat? Is it in the YouTube link?
Yeah, it's on YouTube on that watch page I showed you. And once you go over there, you'll have to mute it, or it'll start playing.
Okay, yeah.
But
I guess it's asking whether I have created like a whole setting, probably.
Maybe like so, you know. So it's kind of weird for me to hear. Like, I would have thought, having looked at your work, been like, oh, he's just probably like always been the map guy. Like, you know, that's just what he did. But like, nah, I started this website, and I found it was better when I added pictures, and I did an adventure, and if you do an adventure, you need a map. So I drew a map, and I think they were terrible at first, and then I got better. That is like a very odd progression.
It is. Like, I guess the most surprised guy here is it is actually me. It is real that a year ago I think I started Elven Tower last year in October or September. Can't remember exactly. But before that, I was just an English teacher. So I started. I just saw a comment about my Sword Coast map. Did you see that map, Dave?
I did see them when I was over on your Patreon. You had a bunch of stuff, and I was kind of scrolling around a little bit. But yeah, and it's actually what Zareth was asking. He wanted to know if you've done any existing campaigns like Forgotten Realms, Dragonlance. Obviously, Sword Coast isn't Forgotten Realms.
Yeah, actually, I've got a ton of Forgotten Realms maps. They're available on DM's Guild. And they're available with commercial licenses, so people can use them for their own projects if they sell them at the DM's Guild.
Yeah, and actually, Nerdarchy just became a patron of yours today because I saw you had a level for commercial, and that just made sense for us, and it makes it really easy for a startup company that wants to incorporate, you know, really well done maps, and it makes it very economical.
And I really appreciate it. Actually, I wanted to ask you about something. What is it that you are going to do, like adventures?
So what we do is for our Patreon, one of our rewards is we do like a single encounter with the map, and usually the map is much larger than the encounter. And we say we give you one encounter. Here's a map. Go fill it out the rest on your own. Is part of one of the rewards we do. So we're either we have to create our own, or we've licensed from other people in the past.
Mm-hmm.
So, you know, when I saw that you had that level on your Patreon, I'm like, well, this is an amazing opportunity for anyone, really, if you're creating products for gaming, and you want to incorporate high quality maps into those products.
Yeah. It's not been really popular, like I think I'm in the commercial pledge level. I believe I have got like 3 or maybe 4 people. I would have to check. And I guess it will only make sense for people that are creating a lot of content, like you guys, or maybe I don't know, like a big website or something. I thought it would be a hit with other DM's Guild creators, but it hits me that a DM's Guild writer will probably put up an adventure every 2 months, probably. Like the really prolific do like once a month, like Empty Black.
Mm-hmm.
But I don't know if
it might also just be the fact that people aren't aware is part of the other thing. And the other thing too, as a creator, we like to support other creators. We have a limited budget, so we pick and choose who we're able to support. But as because we have our own Patreon and because we are creators, we like to try and support other creators. So Zareth Gaming says the link's not working. I'll double check that, Zareth, and see if maybe I broke something somewheres.
Yeah, I just tried it. I don't know why, but the link on the YouTube description is not. It's actually not a link. It's just text.
Oh, okay, that's weird.
Same for my Patreon. The Patreon link.
Oh, okay. No, I will fix them. No worries. So, like I said, it's really weird to find out like your progression through things, but it's also cool at the same time. It's definitely interesting. We were talking a little bit. You said you used to play a lot more. Now you're playing like every other week, twice a month.
But it is a recent development. We probably stopped playing like a month ago. Like our main group, oh man, it's one of those sad stories. Like we were playing this was a homebrew D&D game, and one of our players, I don't think if he drank too much or something, but I can't even explain. He went crazy during the game, and he turned on the party members. But this was all in game, so no one took it bad. So the other players were trying to convince this guy to do whatever they were supposed to do, because this is like the end of the adventure, and he got crazy, and then he took it personal, and guys started insulting each other, and was like, man, what's gonna happen? So at the end, like the problem, it was fixed. But then we never rescheduled the game. I guess that was like a breaking point for everyone. Like even me, like I don't want to call for a game night, because then I'm thinking like, no, people are gonna fight again. And my other two games are actually not D&D games. One of them is a mouse guard game. Have you played mouse guard?
I have not. I've seen it, but I've not had a chance to play it.
I totally recommend it. And the other one is a Burning Wheel game. Sometimes we play Call of Cthulhu. Just fix the links, right?
Yeah, links are fixed. So you guys, they should be good now. You know, I think I copied them from the Facebook message, and it didn't, because it didn't put the HTTP in there when I put it in, probably. So confirmed. So yeah, there you go. So there you guys can check them out.
I know there's a guy asking the chat if I have my places in Skyrim. No, in Cairn. Is Cairn part of the Forgotten Realms?
Kryn is part of the Forgotten. No, Kryn is Dragonlance. Is a separate world.
And Johnny Lee, the program I use is Photoshop. I do everything in Photoshop.
Well, you said when you started out, you were using a different program, right?
When I started, I wasn't using anything. I was just drawing on paper and then taking pictures with my phone. But then I started editing with GIMP. GIMP is very similar to Photoshop, and it is free, so it's a great alternative to start. And later on, when things got more serious, I subscribed to Photoshop. But GIMP is a good one. GIMP is a good one. But actually, when I switched, I was like, I don't think the paid software is really better than the freeware software, because I'm a real supporter of open source applications. But I have to be honest, Photoshop it is better. It is actually better. My turning point was when I bought my tablet. It's a Wacom tablet, and I tried to use it with GIMP, and it didn't really work. And I was like, can't believe GIMP is not like supporting drawing tablets as they should. So that's when I switched to Photoshop, because I had already bought the tablet. I wanted to use it.
The other thing I saw on your website too, which is really cool, is it Dungeon Master mapping that you work with?
I'm sorry?
Is it Dungeon Master mapping that you work with?
What's that? The guy that prints the maps?
Yes.
Yeah, it's dungeonmastermaps.com, but they're about to change the name of the website and the domain. So I will probably update those links soon. And yeah, like he sent me 2 of my maps printed on canvas, and they are awesome. They're awesome. I have them. Give me 1 second, I'll bring it. It's just
yeah, go ahead. Yeah, I had actually watched Eric do an unboxing of the printed maps, and they're really cool, and they're like on cloth or canvas. You know, it's not even that it's on paper. So that's definitely something really cool.
So he sent me this. It's like they're on canvas. So this is a dungeon I did. It's like my map, like number 80 something or something. No, it's backwards. It's this one. I guess you can't really see it on camera, but this is not paper. It's actually canvas. Looks pretty cool. And the other one is one of my Forgotten Realms map. This is the Sword Coast map I did like 3 months ago. It looks pretty good. And because we're playing in the Forgotten Realms in my D&D campaign, I can actually use this in the table with my friends. So it's pretty cool. I'm seeing a question here.
Yeah, you're getting a flurry of questions.
Yeah, like a lot. Just let me read. Wall size, framework.
They're like a monk using his bonus action. Those questions are coming so fast.
Yeah, well, I do not like these maps are not wall sized. I would love to have some. I don't think we could print them that big. My next great project, like I'm about to upload a pack of my Sword Coast maps, and after that, I am probably going to focus on the Moonsea area of Forgotten Realms, which is actually where all the Adventurers League thing is going on, except for Chult. I also have a Chult map.
Oh, I do see something that you might be interested in. Tom Beswick, I found a website that printed custom tablecloths, and I got the official Faerun map printed huge.
The man from Road to the Farm, what a name. What do you use with Photoshop? I use a Wacom Intuos Pro, the medium size, and I was wondering if that size would be good because that's my first tablet. But I am super satisfied. I totally recommend it. They always say it depends on the screen size. My screen is like 23 inches, and it works perfectly. And then selling token packs on Roll20, it has been slow. It has been totally slow, especially because I only have 4 packs on sale, and I'm probably uploading one a month. 2 months ago, I earned like $15, and last month it was better. I earned like $150, and I expect to go up. Like, if people that are listening are creators, that's something I would also say it's true about the DMs Guild. Like, if you start uploading things, they are not going to sell. They're not, because it's your first product. You still don't know how to do it, and you don't have like a lot on the page. But once you start building a portfolio of things on sale, they really start. Like I'm doing pretty good at the DMs Guild right now, because I've got like, I don't know, like 30 things on sale, from maps to DM guides for Out of the Abyss and Curse of Strat, which are doing pretty good, and my Sword Coast map, which is doing pretty good. So just keep uploading stuff and focus on quality. Like, get good with Photoshop, get good with InDesign if you're doing PDFs. And Roll20 it's been slow, but it's getting better. Well, I'm hoping it's getting better. Like this month, I'm probably doing a campsite token pack. I guess that should work. I don't know. I'm just experimenting, guys. Like, this is my first year. Well, my second. It's just.
Doug says future guild adept. You know, we know some people, man. We could probably pitch your name at least, and so we can throw your hat in the ring for sure. Your stuff is definitely good and deserves to get viewed a lot more. And that's one of the reasons why we wanted to bring you on, and why we do this in general, is just to get more exposure to more people that are doing cool things out there. So, and also maybe we could do some collaborative stuff in the future. That would be cool as well.
Yeah, I see Doug in the chat says future guild adept. You know what the guild adept is, like the creme de la creme at DMs Guild right now.
Yeah.
And everybody's striving to be there. I don't know.
We've had 3 guild adepts on so far. 2 of them before the guild adept program started. We had Rudy and Satine on, and then
here on the show.
Yeah, and then Ryan from Esper Genesis is also a guild adept as well, and he's been on here as well. So maybe we're looking at a future guild adept.
I don't know, man. Like, I believe in the program, but we have to see it grow. Because the people that got chosen for the guild adept are like very well established people in the business. I don't know. Like, I was expecting for them to choose one of the top creators at the DMs Guild, like someone like MT Black, and I guess they're gonna be next.
Yeah,
like MT Black. Well, that's the only name that pops in my mind because he's like the top seller. And when they said what's gonna happen for future selections, they said they were looking for people creating like amazing like team created material and stuff. And we've seen that at the DMs Guild. If you see like the top seller line, all of that it's collaboration created content by top authors, which all of them are striving for the Guild Adept thing, and it's pretty cool. It's making the DMs Guild website evolve. And now, like I think the material they released is now Adventurous League legal, which is weird because it's Adventurous League material, but not in the Moonsea. It's in Jolt, so it's also evolving the Adventurous League.
Yeah, I guess not all of it's legal though, right? Just some of it's legal.
I think it's just the Adventurous, right? The Adventurous.
Yeah. Well, the Adventures League stuff gets put in there, and that stuff is obviously legal because it kind of came through Adventures League. But they're adding some other stuff in there as well. So it's curious to see where that goes and how that affects everything in the long term.
You know what's the only thing? I'm probably gonna say people are gonna hate me for it, but the only thing I do not like about the DMs Guild is that anyone can upload something. I guess it's cool that anyone can do it, but at the same time, it's not, because the DMs Guild is full of things that probably should not be there, or something.
Things that should not exist. No, you're not. You're probably not wrong there.
Yeah, and so much what's like pay what you want material or free material is being uploaded that probably shouldn't be. It's just like a person on Facebook said, this is just like DM notes put on a Word file and they're selling it, and it's probably not selling. I don't think it's gonna sell, but it's just like taking a spot in the new product line and stuff like that. That's the one thing I prefer over Roll20. To be an artist selling in Roll20, like there's some filters you have to
control.
Yeah, there is quality control on Roll20, and I guess the DMs Guild, it is difficult that they could implement quality control like so far down the road as we are right now, but it would be a cool thing, I guess.
So Travis has a question. In what ways are you experimenting? Anything you can talk about? What is in your R&D do you think you'll work? Travis has got a couple questions for you.
You mean like in my cartography gig?
Yeah, for your maps and stuff. I imagine is what he means. What kind of, or do you have any plans to experiment with different stuff? Are you kind of like in your groove?
Yeah, like actually, I don't know if it's obvious to people, or maybe it's just to me because I'm the one doing them. But my style, it's evolving all the time. Like if you take 10 of my maps, you see like really different things, and I guess that's what people probably love because they are so varied. Like I'm not sticking to a single style because I'm still experimenting. But talking about future projects, I did an experiment like a month and a half ago where I drew a sketch of a dungeon. It was like 30-room dungeon, and I just put it on Patreon. Like, you know what? So this is this dungeon. Pick a room and tell me what's in there. So it was I didn't fill it with my Patreons, but after that I opened it for Twitter fans and stuff, and it was a dungeon created by like 40 different people. I just compiled it all, and then I redrew the dungeon according to what they said. That was an awesome experiment, and I'm probably gonna do it again at the end of this month. But that one didn't have a theme. It was completely free, so at the end the dungeon doesn't make sense at all. But it is fun to read, but it totally doesn't make sense. I'm probably doing something like, you know what, let's build a gigantic cobalt lair or something like that. So like let's keep that theme, like I don't know, 50 rooms or whatever. Tell me what's inside, like within that theme, or maybe a goblin camp or a tomb, or I don't know. So that's something I plan to do, if possible, once a month. But I don't know, maybe chat created maps. That's cool. That's cool.
It doesn't always have to. It doesn't always have to make sense to be fun, though.
No, it doesn't. Like that first one we did, it was pretty fun. But if you want to use it, like you have to consider that it doesn't make sense. But
have you seen the early adventures that are actually written by TSR? They didn't always make sense either. No, they didn't. They didn't. But yeah, and my other goal is to focus on. I have to make a confession. I don't really like the Forgotten Realms. Sorry. I do not. It's an awesome place, but my heart is with Eberron. That's my favorite setting. But there's a real man. Bow.
Yeah, digital high five. But the real problem is the DMs Guild is only giving support to Forgotten Realms and Ravenloft.
For now.
Because I think Mike Merrill said that they're planning on releasing, giving people permission to create stuff for other things. But then again, if tomorrow they say, you know what, guys, you can do now Greyhawk stuff or Eberron stuff in the guild, it's going to be cool, but it's not going to have much adoption because all the adventures are in the Forgotten Realms, all the written content is for but once they do that, I would probably switch to start doing maps of Eberron. But so long as they don't do that, I will probably keep on doing the Moonsea maps for the Adventurers League material, and probably some cities for Cholt, because Cholt is a trendy place right now.
It'll be you and Keith Baker both, man. Will be battling it out for Eberron over there. I know it's coming though. It's just a matter of time. Hey guys, I'm going to jump into the chat now and grab the roll call. Where's everybody hanging out with us from today? We're a little late getting to that, but better late than never. Yeah, so I have it on pretty good word that Eberron is definitely coming. We just don't know exactly when.
But you know what? I mean, I guess it works if they say you can do now Eberron stuff in the guild. That's cool, but we need a book or something. We need like to release a campaign setting, like a rewriting. I mean, I know they released it in 3.5 and then they did it again in 4th edition. So probably they don't want to do it in 5th edition, but it would be awesome if they did.
Well, even like if they could do like the Sword Coaster Adventure Guide type book, we call Forgotten Realms Forgettable Realms. So
Forgettable Realms. I mean, I don't know, man. Like when I started playing D&D, like a long time ago, we're doing homebrew stuff, and then Eberron came out, like 3.5, and I didn't know Forgotten Realms existed. So that's the first like big setting I started using, and I used it ever since. And yeah, that's the one I used for a long time, and we didn't switch to Forgotten Realms. Like, look, when we played Out of the Abyss, we did it in the Forgotten Realms. I just adapted it to it, and my guide for Out of the Abyss even has some tips to adapting the campaign to Eberron. But then when we did Ravenloft and then Storm King's Thunder, I had to switch, and then I was doing the map, so like I switched over. But I prefer Eberron.
Well, Ravenloft doesn't matter. Ravenloft is its own thing anyway, even though.
Yeah.
So I want to jump in the chat real quick here. We got Todd in Dallas. We got Donnie Lee 5000 still in Tampa. Thomas is in Oslo, Norway. We got Poison in Kuwait. Hey, you've been around for a while, Poison. Lincoln is in Sweden. Nicholas is in Kingston. We got Utah, Virgilio. Doug from Cleveland. Raven is in Australia. Travis is in Kansas. We got California with Roger. Lopez Island, Washington, AJ. Zerif Gaming is in New Mexico. We got Oregon with Mr. Rob's Cleaning Service. South Georgia with Chad. South Carolina with the Macabre Mother Lover. We've got the One Lazy Guy, Western Australia. We've got Warner Robins, Georgia Nath with Roosters D&D. Burlington, Vermont with Aaron. We got Sean and Santa Barbara, California.
It's all over the world.
We've got Denmark signing in with Do Stuff. Salem, Massachusetts with Comrade 2261. Orlando, The Hollow. Brian F, New York City. And Andrew is in Washington. So yeah, we got people coming from all over the place, which is always really cool. And I'm trying to think where you're at on our international scale right now. I don't know if you're 4 or number 5 for international guests.
I'm sorry. What does that mean?
Oh no! How many international guests we've had on the show? Is all. It doesn't mean anything.
Yeah.
But most of the guests have been from the U.S. But you're either number 4 or number 5 for international.
Yeah, Mexico, baby.
Which is cool. So what's the gaming scene like in Mexico where you're at?
You mean in Mexico or this city?
Where you are, local to you.
Okay, where I am, the gaming scene is just me and my 5 friends. That's the whole city's gaming scene.
Nice.
And I'm not originally from Acapulco. I am from another city. The name is León. When we got here, we looked for it. Believe me, we looked for the gaming scene. It doesn't exist. I think it existed, but it extinguished. So it was just me and my brother. We got his girlfriend along. They had just been dating for like 3 months. So she was like, "What's this narrative thing?" And we got like 2 more friends, which don't play with us anymore, but we got friends after. And it's just us. Like,
well,
it's just that in the bigger cities like Mexico City, Guadalajara, and Monterrey, there's more people playing. But you know what? D&D is not the popular game around here. It is Pathfinder. Pathfinder is more popular in Mexico City.
Oh, I'm not super surprised. I mean, Pathfinder was the contender and a big dog for a while, and I'm sure, and also the fact that getting into a new game, investing into a new edition, is not an inexpensive hobby to begin with. So, even when you're talking USD, the books are going for $50 a pop, $150. That's a lot of pesos, right?
It is a lot. It's a fucking lot. It's a lot. Like our economy, if you measure it in US dollars, doesn't make sense. Doesn't make sense because like a $50 book is gonna hit you down for like 900 pesos, which is, I mean we like me and my brother, we always funded our hobby together. We paid that. I mean, we would always like order the books through Amazon. It would hit us hard, but we did it. We did it because we love the game. But some people do not. But like, I mean, if we're honest, like, if people want to play without money, I mean, they can get the books other ways, and they do. But even then, we don't have many players here in Acapulco City. I mean, it's just us. All the like game cards are more popular around here, like Yu-Gi-Oh cards, Pokemon cards, and stuff like that. Not Magic the Gathering, which is a game I played a long time ago, and I was surprised we didn't have any Magic here. But yeah, I'm moving out of Acapulco in like 3 weeks, and probably moving back to León or going to Mexico City, where they have bigger game scenes. Well, not existing.
I was going to say you're going to just have to start it. What about comic book stores or game stores?
There's nothing such as that here.
Okay.
But there are 3 big ones in León, and there's a ton of them in Mexico City. Yeah, it is really sad here. I don't know if there's places like this in the U.S. where it doesn't exist.
There is.
Maybe small.
We are very fortunate because we live on the East Coast in New Jersey, It's a major metropolitan area. You know, we were like in between Philadelphia and New York City, so we've never really had a real hard time finding players and places that the game. You might have to travel a little bit from where we are, but as a general rule of thumb, there's definitely there's definitely gaming scenes around. But there are definitely places in the U.S. that are more rural where literally there's nothing going on, and we always encounter people that have that same problem, that like there's no one to game with. But fortunately, like in this day and age, people can jump online through Fantasy Grounds, Roll20, Skype, Google Hangouts, there's Zoom. There's so many ways to connect with people and play the game if that's what you want to do.
Yeah, I believe that's one of the reasons why the hobby has grown so much in the last, like, this has exploded in the last like 3-5 years. I mean, like 6-7 years ago, this was still like the underground thing for nerds. I guess it still is, but it's gotten mainstream. And things like Roll20, Fantasy Grounds, and online gaming, it's so mainstream right now. And then things like Critical Role, and then seeing things like Vin Diesel playing Critical Role, it really like brings people on the boat, like a ton of them. I don't watch Critical Role, but I know it's done wonderful things for the hobby. Like it's brought so many people on the boat.
Yeah. I mean, there's streams that you can catch now, and all of a sudden, I'm getting some feedback. So even like Wizards of the Coast, they're streaming basically Monday through Friday on Twitch. So it's like there's D&D everywhere now.
There's D&D everywhere, every day. If you want to play or if you just want to watch it, I know there's a ton of, I don't know if we have to come up with a name for that. I don't know, like passive players or something. There's a ton of people that are just watching games. They're not playing, they're just watching, and they love that.
Oh yeah, I've had people comment on our channel and they're like, I buy every book that comes out for D&D and I've never played the game. Or people will watch our videos and they've never played, and it doesn't even seem like they intend on playing, but they like it. They just haven't. But they're like voyeurs. They don't participate in it.
I don't know if there's people buying everything and not playing.
I mean, at least there's people that have reached out to us and said that in comments and messages and stuff, that they just like reading the stuff and checking it out. It's really odd. And to think when I started getting into this hobby that we'd ever be at a point where people are watching videos of guys talking about it or people playing it, just it's still mind-boggling.
Yeah, it is.
And so, do you have any plans for your website? What are you looking to do in the future? I know it probably seems like everything's happened really fast for you. I mean, you quit your regular job and doing this.
Yeah, like I can see that with my Patreon goals, which are an utter failure. It's a failure, my Patreon goals, because when I started, I set, because you can set like feature goals, right? Mm-hmm. And I was meeting them so fast. It was so fast I was meeting them that at some point, I can't remember what was like the number where I set this goal where I was just starting to write like ridiculous things, because the goals didn't matter anymore. I mean, I was fulfilling the goals, but it came so fast. And I had this goal that was like, if I reach this goal, I'm going to, this is a Game of Thrones quote, I'm going to light the biggest fire the North has ever seen. We met that. And now I have a goal right now that says about the community created dungeons, but I'm already doing it before the goal is met. So I don't know, man. Future projects, I'm going to try to focus more time on the Roll20 packs, because I'm doing one a month. I don't even know if I can do more than that. And
are you putting them in Fantasy Grounds as well?
No, I have never even opened that website. I don't know. I know I don't know, man. The thing is, I'm trying to diversify, but it is too fast. And the other thing I want to do is adventures for the DMs Guild. That's something I want to do. I have like 3 drafts already ready. I can't find the time to do it. I also, like, some people like a lot my DM guides for Curse of Strahd and Out of the Abyss. I'm planning on doing another for Storm King's Thunder and probably Tomb of Annihilation eventually. But I'm not sure.
So, Chad in the chat, speaking of people that watch but don't play, I have 5e content not played since 3.5.
Wow.
So, I mean, that's got to be like 10 years now, right? Close to it.
What's that, like 10 years?
Yeah, that's what I think. So, yeah, so definitely
10 years.
Chad, find a game. Come on back. Get in there.
Yeah, Chad. I mean, it's so easy to find. I think there's like a game searching function on Roll20 where you just like play it. Like, I want to play it now, and it looks for a game. I don't think it's really successful, but I guess it works, but I don't think it's successful that you get to play with a bunch of people you don't know. But maybe it does. I don't know. I never tried it.
Yeah, there is a lot of places, even on Facebook groups, where people are forming up games. I mean, we have a tiny Facebook group, and still, like, you know, every couple of days at least, it looks like games are getting played over there. The Absolute Tabletop guys, they've got a pretty big Facebook group, and there's plenty of games getting played in there. One of the early groups for getting games played was the RPG Tabletop One Shot group, which is pretty big, and you know, they've got things going all the time.
Actually, I mod that group. I'm a moderator.
In which one?
The Tabletop RPG One Shot group.
Okay, cool.
Yeah, it's a pretty big group. It's like 7,000 members, or over 7,000 members right now, and there's people scheduling games like every day. Like, if you go to the events tab on that group, there's games every day. But it's not just D&D. Like, there's people playing all kinds of things, like the Star Wars RPG, Mouse Guard, Burning Wheel. There's a whole lot of people playing Call of Cthulhu. Like,
they seem to go through phases over there anyway.
Yeah.
Well, since you're a mod over then okay, shout out to the Iron Tyrant.
Yeah, shout out to the Iron Tyrant.
Yeah, we had Ian on fairly early on. I figured, you know, there's very few people that have played as many online games as him. So he seems like a good candidate to come on and talk about online gaming.
You should probably invite him.
Yeah, he's been on. He's talked about online gaming with us.
Yeah.
And he was one of our early international guests.
Yeah, where is he in he lives in Dublin, right?
Yeah, he's in Ireland. Yep, that is correct.
Give me like 1 second to plug in my laptop because like battery is running low.
Okay. So, guys, if you got any questions, now is time to get them out because we will be wrapping up very shortly. Hey, Silver Squirrel, I see you, or Silver-Sided Squirrel. I see you in the chat. You cast Babe instead of Bane. Perfect. We'll see. We'll see if Derek makes his technology check before his battery dies.
I don't know what to unplug to plug my laptop.
Oh,
big problem I have here.
Not too many plugs, not enough plugging, huh?
Yeah. I know what to do. So I know you were saying.
I was just babbling at the chat while you were trying to plug in. We're coming right up on the hour mark anyway, though, so we don't have much longer to go. Is there anything you want to leave folks with before we sign off?
Well, I guess if you guys don't follow what I do already, I guess all the links are in the description. My website is elventower.com, and just one thing I wanted to point out is that while I do cartography and a lot of people know me for that, Like if you visit the website, there's more than just the maps. Like mostly every map contains adventure ideas and background lore for every map. So like it's just like ideas for people to use them. It's pretty cool. If you're interested in getting the high resolution pictures, so it's just patreon.com.
And you're looking kind of frozen on this end. So I don't know if Derek is still there or not. But basically, everything he was mentioning is in the description below. You guys can find all those links, of course. And definitely go check out Derek and the things that he's got going on. His my laptop died. We did not make it to the full hour without the laptop dying. That is kind of funny. No worries, Derek. We can always do this again. You have an open invitation to come back. And always, guys, I want to thank you for hanging out with us in the chat. Thank Derek for coming on and talking D&D and maps and all kinds of cool stuff with us. But so until next time, stay nerdy.